A photograph of an alien taken at a family picnic became one of the most famous images of the 20th century. Incredibly, an ordinary firefighter from the English countryside, out on a picnic with his family, managed to take a photo that soon flew around the world's newspapers. Was it a qualitative fake, or did the photographer actually capture a guest from another world? Let's try to understand in this video. Enjoy watching. The birth of a legend. On May 23, 1964, Carlisle firefighter and amateur photographer Jim Templeton went on a picnic with his wife and daughter to Burgh-le-Marsh, a scenic area near Solway-Firth Bay on the England-Scotland border. The man took his Zeiss Contax camera on the trip, expecting to take some pictures of the local scenery. It was a very ordinary trip during which nothing paranormal happened. Upon returning home, Jim took the film to the salon to be developed. The resulting dozen or so photographs were not unusual, all but one, the one photo that had stunned him just by looking at it. Behind Templeton's 5-year-old daughter, the photo showed the distinct silhouette of a humanoid in a silvery white spacesuit. A helmet with dark glass on its head could also be seen. General boom. Templeton assures that no strangers could have entered the frame during the photo shoot because there were no vacationers in the area that day, except for a couple of retirees, and they were very far away. In addition, the man was convinced that at the moment of taking the picture, he did not see anyone in the frame except for his daughter. The concerned firefighter took the photo to the police. Of course, the police just shrugged and returned the photo, not knowing what to do with it. Then Templeton decided to take the photo to Kodak representatives, hoping to get some answers about whether this might be a common defect in their film. The company agreed, studied the photo thoroughly, and came to the conclusion that there could be no defect. The photo really captured someone in the frame, and the examination also confirmed that the mysterious photo had no traces of photomontage and forgery. Then the story rapidly gained momentum. Once it hit the local papers, it quickly spread to the pages of the most popular English newspapers, and from there to the world's press. The mysterious humanoid was soon dubbed the Solway-Firth Cosmonaut. Interestingly, just a few days after that in Australia was cancelled rocket launch at one of the test sites. According to the organizers, this was due to technical problems. However, the story of Solway-Firth Cosmonaut at that time was so popular that immediately a rumor was born that as if in fact the launch of the rocket was cancelled because at the site spotted similar to the same English cosmonaut, two mysterious figures in silver spacesuits. Allegedly, they tried to capture them, but they vanished without a trace, as if they had vanished into thin air. Although no confirmation of this story could be found, it became a popular urban legend, picked up by avid ufologists who studied the story. Documentarians claim that the rocket launch was filmed on photo and video equipment, but no alien presence was recorded on the tapes. The visit of the Men in Black. It is no secret or news that in Western countries, especially in the United States, there is a popular urban legend about the Men in Black, a service allegedly working for a top-secret government organization whose mission is to control and conceal any trace of alien presence on Earth. This legend originated in ufological circles in the mid-50s, but it has to be said that it was given a boost by Templeton. Although Templeton himself was not a ufologist, a few days after the astronaut's story hit the world's media, two people visited the home of the firefighter and amateur photographer. The man says they introduced themselves as government agents, but did not give their names, explaining that they would only be identified by numbers. As the conversation progressed, they demanded that Templeton take them to where the famous photograph was taken. On the way, they kept questioning him about the circumstances under which he had taken the photograph. When they were soon convinced that Templeton could tell them nothing sensational and found nothing unusual, the men left in a very upset state. The firefighter himself stated in later interviews that, in his opinion, these alleged agents were most likely not connected to any government organizations. They were probably just amateur ufologists or sensationalist reporters. In any case, The more popular version in ufological circles was that of mysterious men in black. Humanoid. Templeton's photograph quickly gained cult status among ufologists and UFO hunters. Imagine that, because it was almost the first serious physical evidence, as almost all other stories about UFOs and aliens were based only on unverifiable eyewitness accounts or obviously faked photos. A convincing argument in this case was the expertise of the film manufacturer Kodak, which confirmed the authenticity of the photo and denied that it was a photo montage. For a long time, ufologists pestered the British Ministry of Defence with requests to study and comment on the strange photo, but it was noticeable that the military did not show much interest in it. For the rest of his life, Templeton received many letters from conspiracy theorists, ufologists, and other paranormal researchers. Each of them tried to present their own version of the picture. More than once, they asked Templeton to share his memories of that day, hoping he might remember something forgotten or overlooked. Falsification. And of course, how could there not be skeptics? Skeptics believed that Templeton had deliberately faked the photograph. Allegedly, a bored fireman from a remote English province wanted to be famous and went for such a daring forgery. England has a rich tradition in this regard. Remember at least the very fake haunted Ouija boards, fairy mummies and so on in the late 19th century. Although, I personally believe that not everything labeled as fake is fake. Nevertheless, skeptics firmly stood their ground. Why in the middle of the 20th century, on the wave of popularity of UFOs and the popularity of space theme, not to make such a fake? The main argument of the supporters of this version was the fact that other witnesses who could independently confirm the words of Templeton in the neighborhood that day was not, and therefore nothing prevented the fireman dressed his wife in a spacesuit, or heck, in general, to photograph a mannequin. Templeton himself, who lived almost 50 years after the photograph was taken and gave regular interviews, always maintained that there was no one in the frame when he took the photograph of his daughter. In any case, he did not see anyone through the viewfinder of his camera, otherwise he would not have taken the picture. Jim Templeton lived a long life and died in 2011 at the age of 91, becoming the author of one of the most famous photographs of the 20th century. Of course, he was regularly interviewed until his death, and incidentally, Templeton himself never claimed that the figure in the photograph was an alien or a ghost. He only claimed that he didn't see it through the viewfinder when the picture was taken, and doesn't know who it could be. As stated above, if someone else was walking in the frame, he simply would not have taken the picture. Currently, many researchers believe that there is nothing supernatural about the famous photograph. However, there are those who still believe in the mysticism of this photo. In their opinion, the photo is one of the few reliable proofs of the existence of another intelligent life form, and perhaps even aliens. What do you see in this photo? Share your opinion in the comments. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and see you in the next video.